Hello, and welcome to day 3 of building my application in public. So the one thing that has bothered me the most about the UI of this application is the checklist section. I think this is pretty much a mess in terms of how it looks like. And then I thought today that let's see if Nano Banana is going to help us with that. And I'm about half an hour in right now. What I did so far was first of all to describe my problem that was here, that I want to restyle the checklist section, blah blah blah. Then I created a couple of screenshots how this currently looks like. These are going to be important for Nano Banana as well. Then what I did was create a prompt from this. And this prompt from for Nano Banana here that describes what we're working on. I made a mistake here and used a coding prompt, which still worked. Nano Banana first wanted to give me details or like the code for building this, and then I said like, no, actually, let's not generate code, let's generate images for this. So I started with like providing these images here and the prompt. Then here it wanted to provide the code. Then I told Nano Banana like, no, I actually don't want code. I want images showing the redesign. And with that, we started an interactive session of redesigning the section. The first versions I didn't like very much, especially like the empty state. But this already looks much better than what we had in the beginning. Now we're going through details, and then I thought like, well, how about instead of Nano Banana giving me multiple images, let's make it look like in Figma, where we have like the design system of a component, showing it in all kinds of like different states with a description. Um, and yes, I think this looks really good now, especially in comparison to what we had before. Then I asked it to like give me a detailed description of all the components and how they interact. This is where we're at right now, and I will follow this up with a recording when we have it in Lotti. Let's see how long this whole thing takes.
Now, fast forward about 2.5 hours, and this is actually all implemented. So I think the combination of Cloud Code and Nano Banana as the designer worked really well here. I'm super happy with it. This looks much more, well, let's say intentional. Before, it looked like some developer without design skills cobbled something together. And now it actually, I like it. I mean, I'm still not a designer, so I'd be interested in feedback. What else can be improved here? But for me, this looks like I envisioned it, and let's use it a bit. So we did, I addressed the Gemini code review comment. I did that as well. I also merged the code, the pull request. I did a release on test flight iOS and macOS as well. FlatHub will happen next. And now, let's see, we have all or open. We can add new items here to a demo. Yep. So this all works as I envisioned it, and my conclusion is that I think my go-to designer in the future will be Nano Banana Pro. This worked really well. Also, what I did here was to install the front-end design skill in Cloud Code. I'm actually not completely sure if this was helpful. I think, I mean, in terms of the prompt that comes with it, it makes sense. It's usually what I prompt anyway, though, in terms of like a high quality production, blah, blah, blah. design, look and feel, etc. And honestly, it never was as good as what Nano Banana created for me. And then here I created a pull request. So this was now, let's see, how much was it? I think it was 3,000 something lines of code. Actually, where do I see this in such a narrow view? I don't actually. Ah, there we go. It's 3,400 lines of code. In this less than 3 hours, I also did a pretty comprehensive refactoring into smaller components with individual tests, etc. And yeah, I'm really happy with this workflow. Worked well, and so was Gemini. Let's see, where was the review? Impressive and comprehensive pull request that successfully executes a major redesign. Yes, this is high quality code that I think that came out of Cloud Code in particular, with quite a bit of steering. That's far away from one-shot AI work, but from my side, I'm really happy with this. And that concludes it for today. Tomorrow, oh, actually, no, I have one other thing. Since I did have time looking at Cloud Code, I also had some time to create some cover art for this task. So the idea here was some rabbit hole, something with a checklist, and something with bananas, because I was using Nano Banana for this task. And yeah, so for this, I created the image prompt in Lotti from a little bit of talking, and then it created this prompt for me. Where did it go? Oh, here, there we go. A detailed prompt for the cover art, and I think in the next, or one of the next installments, I will talk more about the cover art creation, which I envision right now. I use this prompt and copy it over to Nano Banana, but I can just call that directly and have a single button solution for like creating cover art for a task. Because yeah, in a task list, it makes it much easier to like find or to have some association with the task. And for example, in some kind of a day view, which I want to work on next, also for planning what to do on a particular day, I want to see a couple of these thumbnails to directly get me in the mood and like get an idea what I'm looking at instead of a wall of text. But more about that later. For now, have a good day. Bye.